Hello and welcome to this overview of utilizing Jupyter Notebooks for final projects and discussions in MAT 243. We'll start with final projects. You want to go to the course menu and choose Learning Modules. From here you'll want to choose Assignment Information on the left, and then you'll see all the information that you need about both the final projects and the Jupyter Notebook that goes along with it. The first project is due in Module 3, the second in 5, and the third in Module 7. And you'll notice that each has a Jupyter Notebook that goes along with it. So if we start with Project 1, Guidelines and Rubric, this will take you to a section that provides all the information you need to get started on Project 1. It's important to review this information prior to accessing the Jupyter Notebook so you know exactly how you're being assessed and what's required. So you'll notice here that we have a scenario, followed by directions, and then a section on what to submit, which includes both the Python script and a summary report with a link to the template here. You can click this link to download the template and then get started. You'll notice for the Python script, you're asked to submit an HTML file as part of your submission. We'll review how to get that from the Jupyter Notebook in just a moment. Finally, down in supporting materials, you have the APA style guide and the Jupyter Notebook Encodio tutorial. This is a really great resource that'll cover most of the same stuff that we're talking about in this video. So if you just need a quick reference after watching this, you can go and find the appropriate section within this PDF. You can also download it to access it locally if that's helpful for you. Finally, below we'll have the final project rubric, which will spell out each of the requirements on the left-hand side and how to meet or exceed those expectations here within the cells. It's really important to pay attention to this early so that you have a clear idea of what's being expected of you in the summary report. Right. If we want to navigate back to the assignment information section, we can either click here or we can open the side panel. And this will show us everything in the assignment information, and we can also navigate up here to other sections such as Module 1, etc. Really helpful for quick navigation. So we'll open Project 1 Jupyter Notebook, open in a new tab or window, and you'll see that it's loading Encodio right now. Typically, you'll actually start with just this README file, and you'll have to open the files from the file tree on the left-hand side. You'll notice there are a number of files here, but the most important one is the Project 1 Jupyter Script IPython Notebook file, which you can click to open here. Once that opens, you'll see everything you need is here. All the text, code, etc. In some places, you will be asked to replace parts of code with either a team or maybe there's a statistical function or method that you need to apply. We'll see that further down here. And then later on still, you'll see that you'll be writing your own code chunks based on kind of what you've done before. To run a section of code, you just click on the cell and click Run here. You can also click, hold down Control and hit Enter, and that will run the cell. And we need a better example, perhaps this one that has some output right here. If you hit Control Enter, that will run the cell and keep you in the same place. Holding Shift and pressing Enter will run that cell and take you to the cell immediately following that. You'll notice that there's a syntax error here because I haven't followed the directions appropriately. If I want to clear output from a cell for whatever reason, I can go to Cell, Current Outputs, Clear, or you can go to All Output and clear all, whatever you want to do there. So that'll clear that output. If for some reason I make some edits within this space and I want to revert back to how it was before I even started, over here on the left-hand side there's a backup file. If I choose that option, it's the same exact file, it's just another copy of Project 1, and I can go in and I can copy that section of code, for instance. I can copy and paste that right back into my original file. Additionally, an important piece of information that you'll need to know how to do is to save these files. So to save them, just click on the little Save button here. And then importantly, as part of the project, you'll need to download this as an HTML file. So we'll click File, Download as HTML. That will download, and if you want to preview it, you can double click on that and you'll be able to see how that looks as an HTML file. We can X out of this and go take a look at the discussions. Again, opening the side panel here, we can go to Module 1, and you'll see in Module 1 there's, and actually in each module where there's a discussion, you'll notice that there's a Jupyter Notebook discussion prep file. So before you participate in the discussion, you'll need to review the notebook. Once that loads, you'll see here. And there may be instances in the discussion where you need to modify code or write code, or perhaps just run it and be able to interpret the results. So you can come through and run each of these cells, run the code, and you'll see that there's a syntax error here because I need to make that change. So once you've completed those steps, you can go back and participate in the discussion and answer the questions that are required of you in your initial and response posts. As with the final project, Jupyter Notebooks, there is a backup file here on the left, which is just a copy of the original file so that you can copy and paste sections if you need to. Now that we've reviewed that section, just want to take the moment to remind you of the importance of starting early for these assignments. Obviously, for the discussions being due by Thursday, it's important that you take a look at the Jupyter Notebook prior to that deadline so you have time to look at the results and interpret them. For the project, it can be helpful to get started pretty early. You don't have to start the week that it's due. You can start early, working on it a little bit of a time. And for instance, we can go back and show that for Project 1, any changes that we made and saved will stay. So you'll notice that this is still here. And so anything that we did would be preserved, and we can go back and work on it throughout. So really great to get started early, so you can ask questions, experiment, learn as you go, and then have less work to do on those weeks that the final project is due. Lastly, I just want to encourage you to, as you're getting started early, and if you're stuck, to reach out to your instructor. They're here to support you and help you make progress in this class and ultimately complete these projects successfully. We wish you the best of luck in this course.